All right. We're going to be looking at, this is a reference assessment. In other words, if you have this spiritual gift, we want to understand it better, and we want to know what are the cautions regarding it. All right, so I'm going to ask if anybody has this spiritual gift, and if nobody has it, I'll skip to the next one. Administration. Okay, do you want me to do that? You've done it so many times, okay? Okay. Apostleship.
I mean, I have all of them, but I'm not in the top ones.
No, they got to be in your top ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Crafting, craftsmanship. Who's that one? Anybody?
Me.
You? You? Okay, great. So let's look at it here. To craft, design, build. Description. The giving of crafting is the divine enablement to creatively design and or construct items to be used for ministry. People with this gift work with wood, cloth, paints, metal, glass, and other raw materials. They make things which increase the effectiveness of others' ministries. Reading under craftsmanship, under the reference assessment, page 93. Find it? Good. Okay. Thanks for asking. I'm glad. I don't want to just keep reading and you're not be there. 93, Robert, page 93. Okay. They design and build tangible items and resources for ministry use. They work with different kinds of tools and are skilled with their hands. Does that sound like you guys?
Yep.
You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be a bullseye.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. Okay. So here are the cautions. Oh, traits. It says creative, designer, handy, resourceful, practical, behind the scenes, helpful. Cautions. People with this gift could fail to see that their gift is significant and one that makes a spiritual contribution to the body. In other words, you could say, well, I just make things. I'm not really anybody special. You could use people to get things done instead of helping them grow in the process. I'm not sure what that really means there. You could use people to get things done instead of helping them. Okay, in other words, you're just using people to help you do it, as opposed to stopping a little bit longer and helping them learn it as well. I guess that's what it means. And then you should remember that the things they produce are just a means to the end and not the end itself. Those are just cautions. But otherwise, people like that, we are in desperate need of, for sure. All right, going to the next one. Creative communication. Anybody have that one? Teresa, forget about it.
I got 4 on that one.
Well, people who are creative communication, since Teresa has it, we're going to at least give her the benefit of the doubt. To creatively, artistically communicate. The gift of creative communication is the divine enablement to communicate God's truth through a variety of art forms.
Oh.
I'm not artistic.
Okay.
I can things, but I'm not artistic.
Okay. So you are communicative, but not necessarily creative. But you rely on other things. You know, you're stuck with administration. Okay. All right. The next one there, discernment. Did anybody get discernment?
I got that.
Okay, I see 2 people got discernment.
You're gonna tell us what that means too, right?
Well, we're going to read it right here together. You have a copy? Okay. Literally, it means to separate or make a distinction, differentiate. The gift of discernment is the divine enablement to distinguish between truth and error. It is able to discern the spirits, discerning between good and evil, right and wrong. Does that sound like anything that is reflective of yourself?
Yeah. Not, I mean, yeah, not that I do anything with it, but.
Okay. Have you found yourself just saying, I know that that's wrong, and you didn't know why? You could just tell.
Yeah, intuition.
Okay, intuition, yeah, okay. Distinctives. People with this gift distinguish truth from error, right from wrong, pure motives and impure. Identify deception in others with accuracy and appropriateness. Determine whether a testimony attributed to God is authentic. Recognize inconsistencies in the teaching, prophetic message, or interpretation. Does that relate to you, Mick? Are able to sense the presence of evil.
I guess that, yeah.
On that category. On that category.
So the traits are perceptive, insightful, sensitive, intuitive, decisive, challenging, truthful. And the cautions are people with this gift may struggle with how to express their perceptions, feelings, or thought or insights. In other words, I know something, but I don't have the words to know how to express it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could be harsh when confronting others instead of speaking the truth in love.
That's true. It used to be true for me a lot.
I called you my Bible basher.
Oh.
Yeah, but you couldn't always find the right words, though.
Now, but not in the
You-
beginning. When I first became an Adventist,
Well, we're talking about
I was so scared for my friends and family, I just started going crazy.
You just seen me the other
I
day.
pushed people away. It was horrible.
Can't you understand the Sabbath? What's wrong with you? It says it right there.
Don't you know you're worshiping the beast? You know, no, it was not good. You know, I remember saying, it says, it's okay to catch fish, but you can't fillet them. That's God's job. Only the Holy Spirit can do that. Can't convict someone.
You need to confirm their perceptions before speaking. All right. So let's go to the next one. Encouragement. Anybody have a gift of encouragement? Okay. I see 2 over here. 3, right? Okay. Means to come alongside of. The gift of encouragement is the divine enablement to present truth so as to strengthen, comfort, or help to action those who are discouraged or wavering in their faith. Does that sound
Yeah,
copacetic?
yep.
People with this gift come to the side of those who are discouraged to strengthen and reassure them, challenge, comfort, and confront others to trust and hope in the promises of God. Help others change their behavior by applying biblical truth. Motivate others to grow. Emphasize God's promises to have confidence in the Lord's will. Any comments on that? Sound good?
Sounds good.
People with this gift, cautions. People with this gift can sometimes be overly optimistic, too simplistic, or flattering.
So Jean is listening in. She said it was an intercession, discernment, and knowledge and faith tied with it.
Okay, so I can't remember all that to say it on tape here.
Intercession. You just talked about it.
Jean, we're glad Jean's listening in. And I was just told that these are your top spiritual gifts. Say again.
Intercession,
Intercession,
discernment,
discernment.
and knowledge and faith tied for third.
Okay, knowledge and faith. All right. Well, we just went through discernment. So we just talked about that. Another caution for encouragement is should first take time to understand where others are and what they really need. In other words, you may be too supportive. May want to just say positive things to others and avoid being confrontational when it's needed.
Just checking to see if you were really live. He's really live.
Who's that guy? Sounds like me.
Oh,
Are they holding another seminar somewhere?
Keep cloning you.
Okay, that's encouragement. Now, next one, evangelism. Who has evangelism? Mickey, who else? Anybody else? Okay, you can read it for yourself. No, remember, evangelism is a role that all Christians should do. The spiritual gift means that you do it more so and accessibly. Not accessibly, more fully, okay? But, like, for example, we're all supposed to give, but there's a gift of giving. We're all supposed to be hospitable, but there's a gift of hospitality. We're all supposed to be sharing our faith, but there's a gift of evangelism. So that's what that's about. Description: the gift of evangelism is the divine enablement to effectively communicate the gospel to unbelievers so that they respond in faith and move toward discipleship. Communicate the message of the Bible with clarity and conviction. Seek out opportunities to talk to unbelievers and about spiritual matters. Is all this chiming over there? Challenge unbelievers to faith, to become fully devoted followers of Christ. Adaptive presentation of the gospel to connect with the individual's needs. And seek opportunities to build relationships with unbelievers. Do you run into unbelievers all the time?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Most people I know are pretty.
Okay, these are the traits. Tell me if you think this is true of Mickey. Sincere, candid, respected, influential, spiritual, confident, commitment oriented.
Sounds good to me. Sounds.
Okay. We have you pegged.
You're pegged.
Cautions: need to remember that the Holy Spirit, not guilt, is the motivator in a person's decision for Christ. And you should avoid becoming critical of others by remembering that we are all witnesses, but we are not all evangelists. Wow. See, we're all witnesses, but we're not all evangelists. Need to listen carefully because the same approach is not appropriate for everyone. I know that's true. You know, I meet people in church, Punta Gorda here as well. They want to go door to door, knocking on doors, cold call. Hi, I'm here for Jesus, you know, or whatever. You know, that's not my style. I'll hold a Revelation seminar and get up in front of 200 people. That's no problem. I just don't go door to door. I'll visit people from door to door. I'll call people and arrange for visits, things like that. So what's right or wrong about that? If that's your style, then do it. God will bless you in it. But don't make other people feel guilty. So many times in the past, people have said, this is where the whole church is going to do. And there are people fighting like tooth and nail. I don't want to go. Why? What's wrong with you? Don't you believe in Jesus? You know, that's really not right because they're just not fit for that. But they could be fit for something else. All right, let's move along. Faith. Anybody have the gift of faith? Okay. Should we all have faith?
Yes.
I
Okay.
have in the other sections, like I said. but
You have faith?
the First.
Okay.
This is weird because I don't feel like my faith is strong.
Neither do I. That's what I was
And I
going
don't
to say.
understand why I got faith because I feel like that's weak.
I told you these things are only directional. They're not conclusive.
Right.
Okay?
But we have to remember Elijah who prayed for the rain, or
Not that I don't have faith. I do. Of course, I have faith. I wouldn't be here if I didn't
but then
have
when
faith.
Jezebel challenged him, the first thing he did was run.
Mickey, is it one of your top three?
Yeah,
We're
it is.
looking at the top three.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, as you get into these, you may cross off something and it's just sort of a false positive. That's all. It's not really you, you know? If I got in there and I was, you know, in creative communication, that's probably not that great. I could be creative, I guess, but not, you know, that kind of thing. It's certainly not craftsmanship. You don't want to see what I can make. Nothing.
Who made that bacon really good though?
Oh, I can cook.
That bacon.
So faith, the gift of faith is the divine enablement to act on God's promises with confidence and unwavering belief in God's ability to fulfill divine purposes. In other words, believe the promises of God and inspire others to do the same. Are you always acting like people are kind of like, well, I don't know if we can do that, and then you come into the room and say, yeah, we can do that. Act in complete confidence of God's ability to overcome obstacles. Demonstrate an attitude of trust in God's will and promises. Advance the cause of Christ because they go forward when others will not. Ask God for what is needed and trust the Lord for provisions. Is that you? Hey, let's just do it and we'll see how God supplies as we go, as we move ahead. That's the way I was when I did the Revelation seminar. I didn't have all the money I needed, but I just went ahead and started,
Yeah.
and the money came.
Amen.
Yep. All right, giving. Again, the role for Christians, all of us should give, not just money, but give of many things. But the gift of giving is this. The gift of giving. Did I ask anybody? Does anybody have giving?
Green one.
He does.
She does.
More fun from giving.
You don't know your gifts.
I think I like to do.
You came to this class to know your gifts, and now you don't know them.
I think I like to do.
I'm teasing you.
I like to give my time, and I like to give whatever I need.
Let's see what it says here. Description. The gift of giving is a divine enablement to contribute money and resources to the work of the Lord with cheerfulness and liberality. Now, is that just giving in general, like all Christians give? Or is it because normally we think of people who have the gift of giving as the ability to, they have a lot of resources. People with this gift do not ask, how much money do I need to give to God, but how much money do I need to live on? I'm going to be open-minded on that. We'll see whatever happens here. People with this gift manage their finances and limit their lifestyle in order to give as much as the resources as possible. Does this sound like you?
Yes, because I think you can also give your time. I'm not. You can give whatever you can.
Okay, if this is about resources, this is about money too. It's not about like, it's not like about time and your attitude. It has to be about money as well.
The money too, when you have it.
Okay. Meet tangible needs that enable spiritual growth to occur. So, I think because of the limitation there, you may want to rethink about giving being your top gift. People with this gift need to esteem their gift, remembering that giving money and resources is a spiritual contribution to the body of Christ. Need to remember the church's agenda is determined by leaders, not by the giver's gift. So that's true. When people give a large amount of money, they want to be able to see the church go in a certain direction. I'm not giving my money to something I can't control. Right? Because, you know what the golden rule is, right? What's the golden rule? He who has the gold makes the rules. All right. So that's that. Healing. Anybody have the gift of healing? All right, we're going to move on from that. Helps. Who has helps? You two, you guys have helps, right? Who else has helps? Robert, who else? I'm sorry, I didn't. You do? Teresa? Oh, I know Teresa has helps. She helps me all her life.
Yeah.
All right, helps. The gift of helps is divine enablement to accomplish practical and necessary tasks which free up, support, and meet the needs of others. Okay? I'm basically, I'm going to read a couple of these, not all of them. Serve behind the scenes wherever needed to support the gifts and ministries of others. Is that true of you guys? With helps? All right. See the tangible and practical things to be done and enjoy doing them. Yeah. See, Teresa's over there doing helps right now.
Yeah.
She's got Zeke so that we could be over here. See that? Yeah. Later on, she'll be in the kitchen. And then she'll quit all that stuff and come out and be the administrator. We are very multifaceted people, aren't we? So, people with helps, cautions, need to esteem their gift, remembering that doing practical deeds is a spiritual contribution to the body of Christ. They need to find it difficult to say no. You need to have boundaries. You can't just say yes to everything. You probably, some of you guys with helps probably have mercy. Does anybody have mercy along with helps? Yeah. Okay, so that means you guys are a pushover. You can't say no. Okay. You're going to stand up for her, right? Oh, yeah. Oh man, we don't want you in the room.
And they had done that last month.
Okay, but you see, that's a caution. You have to set boundaries to what you can do, realizing that you're not the savior of mankind. need to be responsive to the priorities of leadership instead of setting their own agendas. Okay, well, let's let that one go. Hospitality. Who has hospitality?
Me.
You do? Anybody else?
Yeah.
All right. Teresa, do you have hospitality? Debbie, do you have hospitality? Okay.
Yvonne has one.
All right.
Communication was like,
Okay. So hospitality means to love strangers. The gift of hospitality is a divine enablement to care for people by providing fellowship, food, and shelter. That's pretty straightforward, right? Provide an environment where people feel valued and cared for. Are you the kind of person when you get people come over to your house, you like bend over backwards, you think about them coming for hours, you wonder about how things are going to look, and you
Oh
just
my gosh, yes, that's why I don't have anybody over. It's like, yeah, I'm too stressed, because there's a speck of dirt on that thing.
I'm not saying that that has to be a characteristic of helps, but
No.
maybe that could be. There are other kind of people with helps. I'm sorry, hospitality. They're so laid back. They're B people, and they don't worry about their floor. They don't worry about their countertop. They just have people over. They have a good time, eat some food, and everybody goes home happy. Which one are you, type A or type B? Well, just recognize who you are, and then try to change yourself. Become a little more B-like.
I'll be a few like.
That's right. All right. On the hospitality cautions, people with this gift should avoid viewing their gift as just entertaining. Need to remember to ask God who to befriend and serve, and should be careful not to cause stress in their own family when inviting others into their home. That makes good sense.
yeah.
It does.
Can you back up on that one again?
Sure. Which part?
So,
read it
should
again.
be careful not to cause stress in their own family when inviting others.
Yeah. Okay. You're asking me what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. So, suppose there's a situation where your family's not quite ready to receive guests in the house. Maybe they're sick, or maybe they're, going through a hard time or something like that. Maybe they just need some time out. And you in hospitality, gung ho, no, they're coming anyway. I don't know. That's just an example. What do you think it means?
Um, maybe the environment is for everybody to look forward to the get together instead of having conflict.
Okay. So in other words, everybody may not look forward to these kinds of things.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
Yeah. Well, there you have to look at their age.
So another thing.
If they're under 16, don't pay attention to them.
Another thing about stress and hospitality is if you're the kind of hospitality person that just says, oh yeah, come on and come stay with us for a few days or a few weeks or whatever, but your spouse needs more privacy, then that can be. Yep.
Yeah.
It's cause conflict within your own
It's a
family unit.
it's a caution. It's a caution. Be hospitable. Do what you're doing, but just make sure everything is copacetic in the home front.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody have intercession? One? Jean, okay, great.
I gotta
So-
be right back.
Okay, no problem. Intercession, to plead on behalf of someone. Zeke said Jean, so we know she's on here. The gift of intercession is the divine enablement to consistently pray on behalf of and for others, seeing frequent and specific results. Okay, so all Christians are supposed to pray, but the gift of intercession means that you just really work at it more and specifically. Feel compelled to earnestly pray on behalf of someone or some cause. Does that feeling ever overtake you? Have a daily awareness of the spiritual battles people waged and pray. In other words, are you aware of people that you need to pray for? Normally, an intercessor is someone who gets into knowing people who need prayer. You don't intercede for people you don't know. You intercede for people who you do know. Okay. And you are convinced that God moves in direct response to prayer. All right, and there's other things as well. Cautions. People with this gift should avoid feeling that their gift is not valued by remembering that interceding for others is their ministry, and spiritual contribution to the body of Christ. Should avoid using prayer as an escape from fulfilling responsibilities. That's true. Prayer, everybody says in church, well, we got this thing to do, this project. Let's pray about it. Okay. And all the people who are like really spiritual, fuzzy spiritual, they don't think logically. They think emotionally. They go, yeah, pray, pray, pray. That's not good. Okay. But then you got these logic-oriented people who believe in prayer, but they say you can't just pray. You need to do some works. You got to do this here. Who's right?
Both.
They both are, and the balance has to be struck. The balance is because the Lord will reward honest, childlike faith. But on the other hand, the Lord is a God of organization, order, and He honors our minds. And as we put things together, He blesses that. So the two have to come together. Like I preached a sermon back in Cape Coral. It's called Pray and Work, Work and Pray. Pray and work. Work and pray.
Yeah.
Pray like the only one that can do it is God. Work like the only one that can do it is you. And the two come together. All right. Intercession. There you go. Interpretation. We don't have that one. Knowledge. Anybody get knowledge?
Yes.
You get knowledge. Okay. The gift of knowledge is the divine enablement to bring forth truth to the body through biblical insight. So Mickey was teaching the pastor's class this morning. And he came in prepared with a handout, with two handouts. And one he had put together, one he had found online. And he was ready to share that. And he was so excited about sharing about all this knowledge that he had gained. See how knowledge goes with teaching, evangelism? Think of clusters. Helps, encouragement, mercy. Clusters. Interesting, right? All right. I don't need to go through any more on that, do I? Okay. All right. Leadership. Anybody have leadership? You had leadership. Okay. Leadership. To stand before. The gift of leadership is the divine enablement to create vision, motivate, and direct people to harmoniously accomplish the purposes of God. Have you had experiences with that, where that might be true with you?
Why are you looking at me like that? I don't think so.
Okay, well, let's look at a little more here, okay? Distinction. People with this gift provide direction for God's people or ministry. All right, you're newly coming to church, aren't you? So that's not really a fair question for you. Does this ring true in your work life, in your social life? Are you somebody who takes charge in a room or inspires people to rise up and do something?
I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay, well, that's what this is about. Present the big picture for others to see. Are you able to hey guys, look, you want to know what this is all about? And you have the big picture. Model the values of ministry. All right. So the cautions here are, should realize their relational credibility takes time and is critical for leadership effectiveness. In other words, you got to earn your way. You can't just be a leader. If you're a leader and you're so far ahead of everybody and you look back and nobody's following, how much of a leader are you? You're not leading anybody. A leader means that you have people following you. Should remember that servant leadership is the biblical model, the greatest being the servant of all. And do not need to be in a leadership position to use the gift. Okay. Mercy. Who has mercy? Wow, you guys. We have a run on mercy here in this house. Description. The gift of mercy is the divine enablement to cheerfully and practically help those who are suffering or are in need. Compassion, move to action. Focus upon alleviating the sources of pain or discomfort in suffering people, addresses the needs of hurting poor, and marginalized, express love, grace, and dignity to those facing hardships and crises, serve in difficult or unsightly circumstances, and do so cheerfully, concern themselves with individual or social issues in which people are treated unjustly. I read them all through because there are so many here with mercy. At least now, when I need mercy, I know where to go. Does this sound about right for you guys individually?
Yep.
Okay. Cautions: need to be aware that rescuing people from their pain may be hindering God's work in them. Whoa, that's a heavy one. Not everybody has to be healed.
Yeah.
Not everybody has to feel better right away.
All right.
But you, wanting to exercise mercy, are going to press it. But then you have to realize your limitations. You're not God. You can only be there, and you have to wait and wait for God's own time. Need to guard against feeling unappreciated, since some of the people helped will not show or express any appreciation. You find that to be true?
Yeah.
Sometimes you've actually shown compassion or mercy, and the people could care less.
You don't care.
But it doesn't matter.
It does happen.
I'm not doing it for them.
Hand it to God.
You have to be true to yourself and the Lord, right? Right. And should guard against becoming defensive and angry about the sources of others' pain. Let's go ahead. We're going to skip on miracles, prophecy, and we're going to go to shepherding. Anybody a shepherd?
I have, but not in my first.
Okay. You do? Okay, so that means you're a pastor. That's what shepherding is. I am something I don't want to be. I don't want to be a pastor either. We should compare notes.
Oh, it's right here on page 110.
How many thought shepherding was my top gift? What's my top gift?
Teaching.
Teaching, of course.
Lecture.
Now, teaching, shepherding, and evangelism is a cluster. And that's my cluster, along with knowledge and wisdom, that kind of stuff.
Like an owl. Like an owl.
My burrowing friends, they're all over. They all got babies now, you know? Have you seen them? All the babies? Yeah.
So much wisdom.
How we doing on time here? You guys still with me all right?
Right.
Okay. You know what? The thing is, I wanna move us into one more thing, which will only take a few minutes, probably 10 minutes at the most. But so I'm gonna try to finish this up quickly here.
I need something on shepherding.
Yes.
Shepherding only probably not your shepherding, but in different ways. I'm a social worker. Like, so
Is that a job or is that a spiritual gift?
my shepherding, it's spiritual because I'm meeting people's needs. I'm pointing them to direction. And in doing so, I am also pointing them to Christ. I might not go on the pulpit,
Oh, no.
but
All pastors really shouldn't preach.
yeah.
There are some pastors really, you know, we only wait for them to be over. You know, it's like, okay, that's good. And 10 minutes in, I got the whole sermon. I know what it is. And the guy can't remember the text, and you're saying the text out loud to help him along. I know. Because there are some people that are pastors, but they're very careful. They help people so much. They're like shepherding social workers. They really do a great job that way, but they don't expound the word in a very commanding or, what would you say, a way that attracts attention. But that's okay. It says I think it's in Timothy, it talks about honor the elders, especially those who teach among you. So there's a distinction between elders who don't teach and those who do. So, you know, you'll have to recognize your spiritual gifts. All right, let's move on. You provide guidance and oversight to a group of God's people. You model with their life what it means to be fully devoted follower of Jesus. And the caveats for that, the cautions are, you should remember that God judges those who neglect or abuse their oversight responsibilities. Okay. So many times pastors overlord their people, or they try to get something out of them, or they mistreat them. It's a fact of life. It's in the scriptures. You can read about it. It's there again and again. Need to be aware that the desire to feed and support others can make it difficult to say no. That's the thing of pastors can't say no. They need to learn to say no. All right, let's go to teaching. Anybody here a teacher? Mickey, you got it? All right.
Oh, well, no, I scored higher. That wasn't my highest. No,
Was it one of your top three?
it was no. It was like top 5.
Okay. All right.
Hey, no, get over here. Get over here.
Hey, how you doing there, buddy?
He said you're doing a good job.
Okay, tongues. I'm going to skip tongues. Wisdom. Anybody have wisdom?
I had wisdom as my fourth one.
Wisdom is your fourth one? Okay. Basically, it says the gift of wisdom is the divine enablement to apply spiritual truth effectively to meet a need in a specific situation. In other words, you know how, you're looking at the facts, you're looking at knowledge. Wisdom is knowing how to use those facts in a proper way, in a proper context, in a proper time. That's it.
He tried. He
Like I
tried.
said, no one did.
He tried to get it again.
Knowledge
Yeah, we
is
tried to do that.
knowing. Wait a minute, knowledge is.
Knowing the facts,
Knowledge
and
is
wisdom
knowing
was
the facts, wisdom is
doing.
using, knowing how to use it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know how he hit our brains over
Exactly,
that.
that day in church when he said that.
Oh, I remember now. I remember now. Yeah. Yeah. Not,
It rolled off
no,
so
knowledge is knowing something,
Yeah.
and wisdom is knowing how to use that knowledge.
Convicted a few spirits that day.
Okay, so that's the reference assessment there. Now, what I want you to do is it wouldn't be complete unless we began to know what in the world are we going to do with this knowledge that we have about ourselves. And some of you have seen this before, so you're going to humor me by looking at it again.
This is narrowing it down.
This is narrowing it down. These are suggestions of things that you can do in church to express your spiritual gifts. And there's spaces there where things are not written in, that you can write in creative ideas and things. You guys?
Very.
Kitchen?
Kitchen.
Heather? Heather? I'm not Heather. Hannah?
Yes.
Here. Thank you. These are things that make application with your spiritual gifts. These are only, this is a suggested thing. This is what I give to people that I try to help them find a place of ministry or service in the church. And we have so many needs in our church. It's unbelievable. You know, we have it's a small church. It's a big facility. We have way more facility than we have people. We got 2 buildings. We have a large church with seats over 300 people. And it's beautiful inside. And we have the Genesis Center, which you guys know all about, Revelation Seminar. We have all kinds of things going on over there. And we're probably a group of about 100 people. You know, on a good day. 115, 130, something like that. Bad day, 65 or 80.
I was thinking, I had this bright idea, but now it's a little practical, it's probably a mute point, but I had an idea to have people over at my house and do, entertaining, there are all kinds, I don't know if you know Barbara O'Neill. Barbara O'Neill is the naturopath, and she has all these videos and different things and how, and having people come over, like you do at the Genesis Center.
Yeah.
I was thinking of having it in my own home when I lived in the bigger house. I just moved to
Okay.
the small house.
Mhm.
But having people come over
and just show the video and have tea, like a nice little gathering.
And talk and listen to people's problems and
No,
try
it's
to
just
encourage them.
for their health, because for me, health awareness is a big thing, and for me, people are not, it's the awareness. You know, we all know this is good and this is bad and all of this, but just to make it aware. If you should, when I see a video and I see something, it hits home if it's, you know, something that it's not.
Yeah, and I've always encouraged people to have small groups in their homes. I do it myself. As you guys know, many of you came to the small groups we had last fall. And, you know, it develops a bit of camaraderie. We connect with one another and we all learn things together. And they can be done differently too. Yes.
Something like that. On the Sabbath, when we have lunch over in the Genesis Center, to present something like that.
Are we putting check marks next to things that we would be willing to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Put check marks next to things that you might be willing to do. You're not making a commitment. Okay. You're not making a commitment. This is only for talking about. Okay. And notice there's extra spaces, things you could write in that are not even here. Think about your spiritual gifts and think about what you might like to do. That's the idea, to try to match the one with the other. So like, for example, if I were filling this out and I knew what my spiritual gifts are, I would say something here. Let's see here. Study the Bible with somebody, lead a small group. I would write in, conduct a seminar, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you would do if you have other spiritual gifts. How about cooking for special events, helping in the kitchen? All you people who are helpers, helping with funeral dinners. I don't know. We haven't had that much recently, but you know, every once in a while, we get a lot of funerals. Only it's kind of weird. Nobody dies, and all of a sudden you get a bunch all at once. And people want to, it's a hard time for the grieving family, so we pitch in and try to make meals for them. Ministering to women, ministering to men, ministering to singles, families, helping with children. We used to have a lot of children in the church. And of course, they grew up. That's the problem with children, is that they grow up.
Almost here today.
Huh? Yes, yeah, that's right, yeah, that's right.
So what kind of fundraisers do y'all have at the church?
We have, Teresa, what kind of fundraisers do we have at the church? I know Leo does things for the Pathfinders. You know what Pathfinders is?
They do a family movie night, sell refreshments, there's talk of doing using our property for like a neighborhood yard sale. We've done concerts, we've done golf tournaments, of course, that person has passed away.
Yes, yeah,
Organized
golf
all
tournaments.
Yeah, we used to have, Mercedes was here. She organized a golf outing, everybody went golfing up at Coral Lakes or something like that.
Coral Oaks.
Coral Oaks, yeah.
That's true.
It's very interesting, but it was a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
that. We don't have any other really fundraising going on right now
Not bad.
besides.
We don't have anything going on right now. Leo might have something for the Pathfinders,
Yeah.
like a movie
There's
night,
like pizza.
Pizza sale.
but it's not like it's not a serious fundraiser. They might make $100, that kind of thing. It's not really a lot because it's for the kids.
Go back to the golf thing. Go back to the dog.
What is helping with the library?
It was
Oh, helping with the library. Okay. As you know, Robert knows the library well. He doesn't look like a voracious reader, but he knows the library well. And that library, 3/4 of the library are all my books. Okay, and so if we could get people interested in reading, that's the problem. The reason why that never took off is because I never found a lot of people interested in reading or going to the library.
well, with the technology.
So right now it's just a nice room to look at.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Technology nowadays, everything's online.
Yes, and all the books are categorized, and you can search them by author, title, and subject. And there's probably, I don't know, there's several thousand of them down there. Yeah. And it's a nice little room. I invite you people to come to our new pastor's class at 9:45 on Saturday morning. 9:45 for 1 hour, 10:45. We're going over the same topics that we did in Revelation seminar.
9:45 in the morning, right?
11. 11. It starts at 11, but we're always late.
Because I could go and run home, let the dogs out and come back.
You could do that. You could do that. You could leave at 11:45, 10:45, and then come back at 11:15. I know you live close by.
I live like 3 minutes from you.
I know. And I'm,
found the easy way to go down the road.
yeah.
Whatever that is.
It's only, and I can get to the church in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I see you're 7, I can get there in 6.
I'll see you at 6 and I'll get there in 5.
Honda S Sport.
Right.
I'm gonna get transported there.
Right.
I can get it in my imagination.
Take it to you.
Too.
Instantaneous.
So when you hand this in, do you want a copy of this? Because I can make a copy later on, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And if you seriously do need me for anything, I don't know. I'm like,
Okay.
Could it be?
if I could be of use, of any use, please.
You know, if nothing falls into place and you want to, wait a bit, that's fine too. Again, no pressure, just an idea. But this is spiritual gifts, and we're trying to enlist people to help out in the church one way or another.
Can I have an extra?
You can help out in the church. You don't have to be a member to help out.
Can I have an extra one of the big ones for mom? My mom for
Mm.
Shirley.
Roger, what spiritual gift do you need to have to be a deaconess?
What's that? Something with care.
What's the
Encouragement, mercy, helps. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, you can write that.
living on the plot? By the way, if you're a deaconess.
Shirley's always thinking she doesn't have a spiritual gift. I said, Mom, I'm gonna do this with her. If that's
You
you.
can do this, but you have to visualize that the money is coming in back, and more money is coming back.
Agnes, okay.
You have to visualize the money is there.
You like the library?
You don't just walk around and put the back.
I'm the kitchen.
You have to
Okay.
actually visualize. You know things happen when you visualize.
Yeah, they put a nice little table down there in the library. It's not for a lot of people. It's only for like about 8 to 10.
Visualize big dummies coming in your thing.
No.
I do a lot of visualization. I know how to set from.
774.
You know what we have a really big need for? We really have a really big need for someone to kind of take care of our facility.
Like what do you take care of?
I'm gonna take.
Teresa, tell them.
What do you take care of?
She's the administrator.
I mean, not that I have any.
So,
Go ahead, Teresa. Just go ahead and start and tell them.
how many hours do you have now?
No.
To just have a general sense of quality control, safety, coordinate fire, the multiple fire and fire inspections.
At the city?
City. Follow up.
Yeah, we connect with the city from time to time. Fire and things like that. Yeah.
We just had a major series of 5 fire system inspections. That part cost $2,300.
The inspections,
The inspections.
not the church.
Not the repair. So now the 5-year harsh environment sprinkler extension, the inspection and maintenance that's required by the city, only $700 is the quote.
And they don't give the church a discount, or do you prefer?
For the repair? It's a quote.
They have to drain the port exchange and the breezeway have sprinklers.
Oh, yeah, that's
They have to have a lid, so I mean, that stuff is like being monitored.
But we have things that, like, a faucet breaks, a toilet needs to be replaced, things of that nature, someone we need a new fuse, the refrigerator's not working, why is it not working? Somebody who does that kind of work, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the lock to the pantry
Right.
is not working correctly.
Right.
Somebody who has influence, it's somebody else who can come to.
Yeah, but
You have a friend that can donate.
Put down
their
somebody
time.
who's that.
That can be creative.
Put down.
I'm a very
It's like
busy
somebody that
person,
has
but there's only
influence
so
on
many
someone else.
things I can do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send Brian over there, bro.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see it.
She,
It's the Rocky Tony.
she stepped into that role because there was nobody else.
Yeah, you owe me. Don't fix them.
All right. Anybody else has a sheet they want to hand in? Because I'm going to make copies and hand them back to you.
You could put down on the sheet too.
I tried to also.
You could put,
All right. So, are we done with this with this?
Say goodbye, friends.
Okay. Everybody, we are officially done for what we're going to do today. And we want to thank you for joining us online.